Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through some Prizepicks plays I like for the NBA slate on Monday, October the 24th. We do have 8 games tonight, so a relatively, decent sized slate. And at the time I'm making this video on Monday around 11 a.m. Eastern time, Prizepicks does have a good amount of props added to their board right now. I think they're starting to add even more props at the time I'm making this video. But I did find 3 plays that I like for this Monday slate, guys. So we're going to talk through the 3 picks I like for today. We're going to share why I like them. Before we do though, make sure you guys hit that like button down below if you have been enjoying these Prizepicks videos. The support has been incredible on these, man. The views and the likes have just been awesome. It's great to see that you guys are enjoying the video, so definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And also, if you haven't signed up for Prizepicks, make sure to sign up and use promo code NOAH. When you do sign up with my promo code, Prizepicks will match your first deposit up to $100. And another thing, if you guys enjoy these YouTube videos and if you want more content from me, I do provide additional content over on Patreon, DFS content, so DraftKings and Yahoo for NBA DFS. If you play NBA on either one of those sites, I do provide DFS content for both DK and for Yahoo. Player pool, core plays, do also give out additional Prizepicks plays on Patreon. So any plays I find that I like, outside of the ones I give out on YouTube, I will share those on Patreon. I'll do a full write-up for each play. That's all available. Link down below in the description. Check that out if you are interested. But let's talk through the 3 picks I like for Monday, guys. We got a points prop that I like, and then we have 2 assist props that I'm liking for today. So the points prop, we're going to go to Joel Embiid. I like Joel Embiid to have more than 28.5 points here going up against the Pacers. Just a fantastic matchup here for Joel Embiid. This is a spot where he should absolutely be able to dominate. The Pacers just don't really have any good defensive big men right now. Without Miles Turner, this is going to be a team that struggles to stop guys like Joel Embiid. It's going to be some combination of Jalen Smith, Isaiah Jackson, Goga Batadze. Like, those are going to be the guys trying to stop Embiid here. I think the matchup's incredible. I think, when you look at this line at 28.5, this is one that I feel like is too low, because if you do compare this line to DK Sportsbook, right now DK Sportsbook does have his points prop set at 29.5, and I know points props can be very tough to bet on just because they are some of the most efficient lines. I mean, rarely do you see a guy's points props be like 4, 5, 6 points off, but anytime you can find a little edge like that, I think this line will eventually get bumped up to 29.5. I don't know when, but DK has this line at 29.5. Slight juice favoring the under. But I think when you're looking at this matchup, this is definitely a spot where Embiid should be able to score a ton. The Pacers just aren't really going to have any answer for him. We know Embiid is going to have a dominant usage rate. We know he's going to take a ton of shots. So far this season, in the 3 games he's played, he's only gone over 28.5 points in 1 of the 3 games, but that was last game against the Spurs. That was also a very good matchup for Embiid. He dominated in that game, had 40 points, took 25 shots. The 2 games before that, 21 and 18 field goal attempts. Last game he went to the free throw line 15 times. I think this is definitely a spot where we could see Embiid going to the free throw line a lot, because you look at guys like Isaiah Jackson and Jalen Smith. Both of those guys struggle with fouls. They foul a lot. Obviously, Embiid is one of the best at drawing fouls. So I think he's going to be able to go to the free throw line a lot in this matchup. I think the points he should be able to rack up points here. I just don't think the Pacers are going to have an answer for him. The matchup's incredible. The Pacers last season, in terms of points in the paint, they allowed the second most points in the paint last season. So obviously Embiid does a lot of his damage in the paint around the rim. They allowed second most points in the paint. Embiid's just, he's going to have a massive usage rate. He's going to take a ton of shots. The matchup's incredible. 36.4% usage rate this season, which I'm pretty sure is like towards the top of the league. It actually might be like the highest in the league. James Harden has the second highest usage rate on Philadelphia, and his usage rate is 26.5%. So there's already just a massive gap there. The only thing that does concern me a little bit here is that this game right now does have a 12.5 point spread. The Sixers are favored by 12.5. But man, like, the Sixers have just not been playing that well this season. I mean, they just lost to the Spurs at home, so even though they're favored by 12.5, I think the Pacers can keep this game close. If I was betting, I would definitely take the Pacers plus 12.5. I can't sports bet where I live, but I would totally bet that, because the Sixers have just not looked that great this season. And if this game does stay close, we know we're getting 36, 37, 38 minutes from Joel Embiid. He's going to have a massive usage rate. The Pacers are not going to have an answer for him on the defensive end. I wouldn't be surprised if he puts up another 40-point game here. So I do like this points prop quite a bit. You won't see me take points props too often, but this is one that I do like a lot. Over 28.5 points, or taking Joel Embiid to have more than 28.5 points, is the first play that I like for today. Then the next 2 plays are both going to be assist props, and we're going to go to the other side of that game, talk about Tyrese Halliburton. I like Tyrese Halliburton to have more than 8.5 assists here. So far this season, Tyrese Halliburton averaging over 20 potential assists this season, 20.3 potential assists through their first 3 games. He's averaging 9.7 assists through their first 3 games. You look at his game log, he put up 7 assists against the Wizards in their first game, and in the last 2 games he's put up 12 and 10 assists. We know Halliburton is going to have a very, very high assist percentage. We know he's going to get a ton of opportunity when it comes to playmaking. 20.3 potential assists this season, which I think actually does lead the entire league. He leads the entire league in potential assists in terms of touches. So this is another thing I like to look at when looking at assist props. Obviously for a guy to get assists, they have to have the ball in their hands. And this season, Tyrese Halliburton is second in the league in touches per game, averaging 95 touches per game, only behind Nikola Jokic and James Harden. So we know Tyrese Halliburton is going to have the ball in his hands a lot. We know he's going to be dishing out assists. The only thing that you really, when it comes to assist props, you just got to hope that his teammates make shots. And he's got some good shooters in Indiana. He's got Buddy Hield. I know Benedict Mathurin. He's been playing really, really well off the bench, been scoring a lot. Again, if this game stays close, it does have like a really, really high total. This game has a 228.5 total. The Pacers have a 108 team total. If the Pacers wind up scoring over 100 points, you know that a lot of those baskets are going to be assisted by Tyrese Halliburton. And this is another line that I think could maybe get bumped. Right now on DK Sportsbook, this line is sitting at 8.5, but there's some pretty heavy juice coming in on the over. Minus 130 on the over, 8.5 assists for Tyrese Halliburton on DraftKings Sportsbook. So I do like this prop quite a bit for Halliburton. We know Halliburton's a great facilitator, leads the league in potential assists this season, averaging over 20 per game. If he continues to put up 20 potential assists per game, more times than not, guys are going to convert about half of their potentials into actual assists. So if he has 20 potential assists tonight, I feel somewhat confident that he's going to have like at least 9 or 10 assists. There will definitely be days where guys have a lot of potential assists and their teammates just aren't making shots and maybe they don't get there. But normally when a guy is getting 20 potential assists per game, he's going to have 9, 10, 11 assists more times than not. So I like the over here for Halliburton, over 8.5 assists, going to be our second prop for today. And then third and final prop, we're going to go to this Magic and Knicks game, talk about Franz Wagner. And I like Franz Wagner to have more than 3.5 assists today. So you look at Franz Wagner's game log so far this season, he's only gone over this in 1 out of 3 games. In their season opener against Detroit, he did have 5 assists. Last 2 games, though, he has only had 3 and 2 assists. But Wagner's also been getting a decent amount of potentials. Now, obviously, he's not been seeing nearly the same amount of potentials that Tyrese Halliburton has, but obviously his line is not the same as Tyrese Halliburton. His line's at 3.5. But so far this season, in their first 3 games, Franz Wagner has seen he's averaged 8.3 potential assists per game, which is second highest on the team. Cole Anthony's averaging 9 potential assists per game. Wagner is second on the team at 8.3, averaging 3.3 assists in their first 3 games. So just under this line. But again, like he's kind of been getting unlucky, averaging over 8 potentials per game and only coming away with like 2 or 3 assists. Again, normally when a guy averages 8, 9 potential assists, most times they're going to get 4 or 5 actual assists. There will be days where the teammates aren't making their shots and maybe the assists aren't there. But normally when the potentials are there, when a guy's averaging double their assist prop, let's say their assist prop is 4 or 3.5 and they're averaging 8 or 9 potential assists, that's usually one that I like to take because more times than not, about half of those potentials are getting converted into actual assists. But talking about Franz Wagner and looking at his touches as well, because again, I do like to look at touches for assist props. Franz Wagner this season in terms of touches, he's fourth on the Magic in terms of touches per game, 53.3 touches per game. But in terms of time of possession, he's actually second on the team in time of possession, which basically means he's got the ball in his hands a lot. Obviously, he's touching the ball a lot, but he's also handling the ball a lot. Cole Anthony leads the team in time of possession. Franz Wagner is second. And we know the volume in terms of, or at least in terms of ball handling, the opportunity is going to be there because he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. Franz Wagner does usually play with the second unit, so he's one of the first starters to sub out, and then whenever the other starters sub out, usually Wagner winds up coming back in. So Wagner does play a lot with the second unit, and normally he's kind of like the primary ball handler when he plays with the second unit. When Cole Anthony's on the floor, Cole Anthony's going to handle the ball a lot, but Wagner is going to get a good amount of time on the floor without Cole Anthony. And at that, when that's the case, I think he should be able to rack up some easy assists in that time frame. But looking at this line at 3.5, I definitely think this line could maybe get bumped. I don't know if it will, but right now on DraftKings Sportsbook, there is some pretty heavy juice favoring this over as well. Minus 140 on the over 3.5 assists for Wagner on DK Sportsbook. So all these props have pretty good odds. Embiid's right now, his even line on DraftKings is set at 29.5. On Prizepicks, it's 28.5. on DraftKings Sportsbook. For Halliburton, his line is set at 8.5, but with minus 130 on the over. And then for Wagner, his line is set at 3.5 as well, but with minus 140 on the over. So both Halliburton and Wagner have some nice juice coming in on the over on their props. And then obviously Embiid's line, his line is a point higher on DK. So we're getting some pretty nice value on all three of these picks. I hope I broke them down as best as I could. Normally you can just look at odds and kind of make some decisions that way, but I do like to look a little bit more into it. I don't want to just base all my picks solely off the odds. I do like to dive a little bit deeper. So after I was able to look at these matchups and look at potential assists for both Halliburton and Wagner, I felt really good about those props. Obviously, this matchup is really good for Embiid. The usage has been incredible, and I definitely think his line at 28.5 is a point too low. I think this will get bumped up to 29.5 at some point. But these will be the three picks that I do play for this Monday slate, guys. Again, I'm recording this video around 11 a.m. Eastern time on Monday morning. I'm for sure going to have some more props that I like for today, but I will be sharing those over on Patreon. So if you guys want more Prizepicks plays from me, I do give a full write-up for each additional pick that I provide on Patreon. You can check that out. Link down below in the description. You also will get access to my DFS content. So if you play NBA DFS on DraftKings or on Yahoo, I provide player pools and core plays for both of those sites. I do also have a Discord chat that is available for Patreon members. All that is linked down below in the description. Check it out if you are interested. But thanks as always for watching these videos, guys. Hit that like button. If you did enjoy, hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And make sure to sign up for Prizepicks as well. If you have not signed up for Prizepicks, sign up and use promo code NOAH. When you do sign up with my promo code, Prizepicks will match your first deposit up to $100. But good luck today, guys. Thanks as always for checking out these videos. Hope you guys enjoyed. Best of luck, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.